Hi, this is Brian Cutt, Customer Success Manager for WaterTrax. Thank you again for joining us today to go over video 5 of the training series 4 for the WaterTrax training videos focused on the Sampling Planner module. In videos 1 through 4, we covered how we can create different Sampling Planner schedules, how we can assign reminders and alerts to them, how we can take a look at past, present, and future sampling events, as well as to schedule ad hoc events. Today, we will be looking at the first 3 out-of-the-box reports that WaterTrax provides you as part of your Sampling Planner module package. The sampling event reports, the sampling schedule reports, and the sampling point pool reports. To start off, let's click on New Report. You'll recognize that the report template looks very similar to the WaterTrax base application. There are some key differences though, and I will point these out as we go. First, we'll start by assigning a name to the template, specifying a collection date. You'll notice here that most of the reports are already on the right side, as in selected. If you do want your report to be a little less cluttered, you can remove some of these to make your report a bit more concise. The first main difference here is that there is a completion status field which allows you to select all of the events, the completed ones, or just the incomplete ones. As we move further down the template, you'll notice that we can also include more detail for each sampling event, or just summary subtotals. And finally, we also have a multi-system tool as well attached to this report, which allows you to draw sampling planner schedules from more than one water system. As you near the end of the report template, you can see that there are different ways to filter and further specify your report to have specific schedule classes, sampling points, or types, and by calendar weeks as well. If you click on Save Template, that will effectively save the template that you have created, so you don't need to recreate the template every single time you want to run the report. But for now, let's just run the report and see what we've got. As you can see here, for the sampling event report, it is a very, very handy tool, letting you know which events you have in that specified collection date range, which ones have been fulfilled, and which ones have not. It is a very, very handy tool, especially at the beginning of a month or at the end of a month, to get a very concise snapshot of your sampling program to know what you have already fulfilled and what you have yet to sample. Let's move on to the next report. The next report here is the sampling schedule reports. This is a report which allows you to effectively draw out all of your different sampling plans that you have created. So it gives you a very good way to assess what you already have in the system and what new sampling planner schedules you might need to create in the instance that you have a new permit which asks you to create new sampling obligations. It looks much the same as the sampling event report. Fill in a name. Be sure to specify, instead of a collection date, we do have the active schedule dates here now. Once again, we have a number of different columns that you can play with in order to get the report that you require. We do have the multi-system tool here as well, so if I wanted to add in schedules from different water systems, I can do that. And finally, you can also specify by certain schedule classes, sampling types, sampling points, etc. If, for example, you want to narrow down on one sampling point to see how many sampling schedules are attached to it, you can do that here. But let's run this report here and see how it differs from the schedule event report. As you can see here, it differs greatly from the schedule event report. Here you have your different water systems separated out, and the different schedules that are included in each schedule. If you expand that, you can see the different sampling points that are a part of that class. And a lot more data as well at the very end here. Probably most importantly, number of sampling points that must be sampled, number of samples expected. It does pull out those sampling point pool details for you. Speaking of sampling point pool, let's draw our attention over here to the third and last report we will be covering today, the sampling point pool report. Same drill, we're going to throw on a title, specify collection date, review the different columns that are selected to ensure that it is what we want in our report. Same as the sampling event report, we can also specify if we want the sampling schedule with a completion status of all completed or incomplete. And finally, we can also once again make use of the multi-system tool to add additional water systems into the sampling event. If we click on Run and open that report, you can see here that this is now the specific sampling point pool that we have created, giving us the percentages in order to fulfill compliance if you are required to sample a certain percentage of designated sampling points for your program. This concludes our video for today. To review, we did take a look at the sampling event report, which is great for giving you a snapshot of all your sampling event activities. The sampling schedule report, which takes a look at all the different schedules you have set up. And the sampling point pool report, which is a great tool for taking a look at what you have fulfilled within the point pools that you have already set up. In the next video, we will be looking at the sampling label report and the chain of custody. Thank you very much for joining us again for this video, and I hope that you all have a great day. Thank you.